years after devolution, there's lots of things to say, many achievements, many lessons learned. And today we will be hearing a lot of that from many people. And we'd like to start with the remarks from the UN Resident Coordinator. I don't know if he's around. If you could make your way to the stage. Your name is a bit complicated. I'm just going to give it a shot and say Mr. Sidrath Charji, if that's his name. All right, let's welcome him with a round of applause, please. Welcome, sir.
Excellency Governor Oparanya, the Chair of the Council of Governors, CS Eugene Vamalva, the Cabinet Secretary for Devolution, all the governors, deputy governors present, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Let me start by saying that I have watched devolution happen in this country year after year. And it is a tremendous accolade to see how far-reaching the impact of devolution has been. Today we are gathering here to talk about the re-engineering of government services in the context of COVID-19. COVID-19 took the whole world by surprise. It has challenged science, it's challenged technology, it's challenged humanity, it's challenged the most advanced countries. It also, it was like a bolt of lightning which showed us the contours of inequality, which was not just prevalent in the third world, but in the first world too. So I wonder if what we come out with from this particular ordeal will be one which makes us stronger, better, more resilient. And today I can confidently say, having served in this country now for 6 years, and I'm very privileged to be the resident coordinator in a country which is really a trailblazer in multiple spheres, from health to education, to the area of water, to the area of agriculture, to the way it is embracing new technologies, partnerships, big data, innovation. So what COVID-19 is showing us, and is probably one of the boldest decisions that this country took back in 2017, 2018, was to have universal health coverage as a priority. Who would have thought that we would suddenly be actually presented with a conundrum where the whole world has suddenly got sick through an invisible, highly virulent virus, which is not just impacting lives, but livelihoods. It is rivaling, the economic situation is rivaling the Great Depression of 1918 to 1920. But at the same time, it is also exposing when there is one element, one part, one entity, one part of one sub-county is left behind in the health system, the entire world is at risk. The virus flew from the east to the west and from the west to the east with such high speed and velocity, it took everybody by surprise. So to us, COVID-19 may just be that opportunity, because when the UN sat down together under the leadership of CS Eugene Vamalva and the CS of Treasury, CS Yatani, who are the co-chairs of the UNDAF, what we immediately did was redeployed $45 million or about 5 billion Kenya shillings from our existing programs to support the Kenyan government. This is precisely what the European Union, the USAID, DFID, all other partners sat down to do, precisely that, redeploy their resources to meet a public health emergency. And then on the 9th of April, again under the leadership of CS Vamalva and CS Yatani, we launched a $267.5 million flash appeal, which is about 27 billion Kenya shillings. The purpose of this was not only to respond to a public health emergency, but a protection emergency, a social protection emergency. It was focused on 10 million people that were most vulnerable to the scourge of this pandemic. When I talk of the Big Five, I don't talk about the Big Five in Kenya, I talk about the Big Five impacted by the COVID-19, the US, UK, France, Italy, Spain. Today we've crossed a grim milestone of over 500,000 people that have died. and close to 6 million people that are infected globally. On many counts, Kenya has done very well. But we have to keep the prevention side alive. And that can only happen when at the county level, at the sub-county level, we make sure that the prevention message on hand washing, on respiratory etiquette, on wearing a face mask, on ensuring, face and physical distancing. And finally, the most important part is what Kenya represents, its spirit of tolerance, of humanity, of not spreading rumors, but allowing facts and solidarity to be there. And this is the message that the Secretary General has been consistent on. I work with a group of development partners, the US, the UK, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, the Nordic countries, the EU. Let me tell you, China, Russia, all of them extremely committed to seeing that Kenya not only succeeds, but we come out stronger, because that is the hope. Today with the Africa Free Trade Area, we are going to be seeing new opportunities emerge. It is like the governor of Kitui County, Ngilu, who repurposed one of her factories to turn it into producing face masks and gloves. Now that got featured in the Washington Post, which means our whole system is sitting down now with government, with the Office of the President, with Treasury to see what does a viable socio-economic recovery plan look like. It may not be the same as before. Something may need to change. How do we better invest in health? How do we better invest in agriculture? $1 trillion, that's what the programming, that's what the perspective is over the next 10 years in Africa. Agribusiness will be there. That agribusiness will not happen in Nairobi, that will happen in the counties. The health systems, the health business, which is going to be about $300 billion worth, needs to be widespread. If we need to achieve universal health coverage, no one can be left behind. We've been talking about affordable housing, a conversation that we've been having with CS Macharya's offices. Can we go for 3D printed technology to look at houses which could be put up on a factory, on an industrial scale, which can actually bring the prices of a house down to less than 400,000 shillings? Now that becomes affordable housing. Housing in every way. So I feel that what devolution today is doing is truly a milestone for many countries to learn. And I can say this confidently as an Indian, where devolution started post-independence in India in 1947. Kenya has leapfrogged the development trajectory, and this is truly reflective of the caliber of governors that lead the counties, the caliber of leadership at the national level, driving a Kenya which can become a beacon of hope in the region. And today, if Kenya gets it right in terms of not just the COVID response, but the post-COVID socio-economic recovery, we are going to see a much more prosperous neighborhood in the region. Excellencies, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Could COVID-19 be a blessing in disguise? Could it be the right time for us to rethink our health systems? Thank you very much, Mr. Sith. We'll go right into the next speaker, who is the chairperson of the County Assemblies Forum. If you could make your way to the front, Honorable Ndegwa Wahome. Let's welcome him with a clap, please. Karibu sana. We are limited to 10 minutes. If we could keep time, then we can give our chairman a lot more time to speak. Thank you.